to turn. I think I punched him right in the shoulder.
Okay.
When he went down.
That's a great shot.
He backed up and turned. Hey, he backed up and turned.
Stop kicking with.
Well, we're here on our first day of South African tour with the real deal. We're at NONGAI Safaris. Our guide and host, Vihan Bouchelt's on his way to get the truck. It's probably 11 o'clock in the morning, maybe even earlier. We're coming in actually looking for impalas and like, and we spotted two warthogs on the other side of a creek over there and put a stalk on them and weren't able to catch up to them. Came out and Vihan suggested we come down a draw here along a water hole, and don't even think this is one of the two we've seen, but he picked them up through the grass and managed to put a good shot on him. And like I said, this is the results. NONGAI Safaris and the real deal. It's a great morning and we've got 9.5 more great days.
What happened? Did it go down, Vihan?
Yeah, went down.
Well, Vihan, this is a little bit different than hunting in North America, but you've taught me a lot in the last 24 hours about Africa, about the hunting and what it does to the hunting. And if you don't mind taking a minute or two here, could you explain to the viewers what us coming to Africa does for not just you, the PH, and the company, but for the locals and for all of Africa? What do we do by coming here?
Well, Mark, to try and put it in a nutshell is people that come from Canada or any part of the world and come and hunt here, they inject quite a bit of foreign currency into our country.
Yes, sir.
And that money is used to employ people. It's used to actually feed people, because this meat gets used to give to our staff, or we can legally sell meat in South Africa. It also does a lot for the actual conservation of the animal.
It certainly does.
I've got a simple saying that says, if it pays, it stays. You know, unfortunately, when we have areas or hunting areas, not unfortunately, but we as people and as hunters has to take over the conservation role.
Yes,
and the conservation role is done by hunting animals. Yes, ecotourism makes a big part of our income, but there's nothing that brings so much revenue into the country when it comes to conservation than hunting. I know it sounds a bit of a cliche, but that's the truth. I mean, this animal, the currency or the revenue that is coming into our, I don't want to say our pockets, but the people that has or gets the money for it are the people that look after the animal at the end of the day. You know, so no, for us to be able to hunt these animals with foreign clients, it makes up a huge part of conservation.
Like you said, if you pay, it stays. And my version of that is, if you put a value on this animal, it's going to be protected.
No, exactly.
This animal is valuable now because I'm willing to come and hunt for it. So
Exactly.
it's protected by not just yourself, but by the locals, because there is a value to this animal
No,
now.
for sure. I mean, if wild animals are competing with like domestic, like cattle and stuff, people will get rid of it because
That's right.
the wild animals will not bring in revenue. So at the end of the day, this is what's happening here. And as I say, I know people say, how can you conserve an animal by killing it? But if you think about it, that's how it works.
Exactly. Vihan, I can't thank you enough. Not just for this animal, but for the education. That's a big part of it. Thank you. I
No
appreciate
problem.
it.
Congratulations on a very nice animal.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. I wanted to be at a certain place before dark, but we're not going to make it. So
Okay.
let's call it a day.
And a good day it was.
We did have a good day.
Wow. Yeah.
Come and get outside.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
That was amazing.
Did you see him go down?
Yeah, I see him fall there.
Well done.
There were zebras with them, so it was really tough to get up close. But Vihan made it work. It turned out good. So, Mark, thank you. Without him, we would not be here. Vihan, thank you. Without you, we wouldn't have found him. Probably wouldn't even seen him.
Little more.
Afternoon of day 4, that's all. We've only been here 4 days and it feels like 3 weeks already. But Vihan's gonna take me out to see if we can find me not my first or second choice, I've added an animal to my wish list. I fell in love with the red hartebeest, and we're on a property with a lot of red hartebeest, and we're gonna go see if we can get one. The special thing about this property is right over my shoulder is we have a rhinoceros on the property, and this is really cool because they're so protected that the property manager is actually going to come with us, and just to make sure there's never we're not hunting anywhere near where the rhinoceros are. What an amazing experience. Right there, rhinoceros.
There's a very, very big bull. Two very big bulls. Gaan maar.
So we just got on the property and it didn't take long. Spotted some red hartebeest, and there's a big one in there. So we're gonna give it the old college try. That's a lot of people going across some open land, but might have to do some belly crawling or something. But we're gonna give it a whirl here right away. What happened?
It dropped. It dropped.
Well, you know what, the real deal, nothing is scripted. Nothing at all. You couldn't script this stuff if you tried though, but it's gonna be a few days before I get this silly grin off my face. Again, NONGAI Safaris has treated us absolutely incredible. And I've just been informed that this is one of the two largest red hartebeest that NONGAI Safaris has taken. So how's that for an absolutely incredible bonus? I'm not necessarily one to talk inches or size or anything, but to me that's a bonus. Run?
Just drop.
Oh, I see. Well, when I first talked to Vihan via email, he says, "Mark, what's your number one?" He asked me what my number one animal to take in Africa would be. And I said a warthog. And we've got a beautiful old warthog down here. Sorry about the motions there. But he's got beautiful golden mane. His tusks are about that big, Vihan said, with a twinkle in his eye. Bill McKinstry from McKinstry Chrysler, of course. Traveled halfway around the world for me. And Callan from Down Beaver Trapping Supplies. Came just to be my cameraman. But we're gonna let him do some hunting too. So once again, thanks a lot everyone, and stay tuned for more.
Mark, are you good? No. Yes. Okay. Right behind us, you walk. Okay. Oh. Okay, you got it?
How long have you seen him?
Well done, my friend. Well done.
Well played.
Sorry, you just had to bugger with you.
You knew. So here we are late in the morning of day 5. We went for a walk looking for impala. I don't know, half an hour into the morning we saw a herd in a field probably 100 yards up. We stalked up to them. All we could see was the females. We knew Vihan had seen him once, and before we could get glass on him, they winded us and left. So we stalked around and sort of circled around them and came up and got onto them again. And the first one that we seen was this fella. He saw us while we were getting the sticks down. Ran. Vian gave us a whistle. He stopped to see what it was, turned around, gave me just the briefest second, and I managed to get the shot on. NONGAI safaris and the real deal. Just what a fabulous trip we're having, and a wonderful adventure. Thank you very much.
Last night we sat on the blind for some kudo, and we sat there for about 2 hours, and they didn't come quite to us. They came to Mark and Bill's blind. So tonight we're going to sit in that blind and hopefully get something. It's about an hour drive, so hopefully we don't fall asleep on the way there.
Yeah, good luck. We talked a bit about shot placement last night, and the weather wasn't that good this morning, but now it looks quite a bit better. So. Oh man. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
A beautiful, beautiful acre. Oh.
What a hole that made. Wow.